right, welcome everyone to a very special episode of the Padel Pulse Podcast, powered by TSH Padel. We have two very special guests.
Very special.
Very special. The voices of Padel are in the house. Welcome Gonza and Nico to the pod.
Welcome guys. Welcome guys.
Thanks for having us.
Hello guys.
Awesome.
So happy to be here, honestly. I follow you every time, so to be here, it's kind of entertaining and fun.
I think we've been listening to each other a lot without actually speaking to each other, so that should be good.
Yeah. We've been your fans for more than you realize, and we listen to you a lot more than that's probably healthy for one human being, but we're with you.
I think it's also it's tough to watch like any paddle without imagining what they would be saying during that point or something. Watching highlights or any point, like, what's Gonza and Nico saying at this point?
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, honestly.
No, it's a great thing. It's a great thing.
Because we're also like it makes us more passionate and makes us more excited about the game. So it's awesome. For sure.
Thank you so much.
The emotions that you guys bring whenever you're commentating on matches, like that's what we need. And I don't know, like if you guys can tell us, but in the beginning of Premier Padel, there was this, I don't know, I think like English commentators, like a proper English person commentating on the matches. And there was no emotion much. And then when you guys came over, like it was, whoa, this is a complete different game. And you guys took it to a completely different level. Obviously, Nico, you moving on from World Padel Tour, we want to hear the story. And also, Gonza, your story from A1. Can't wait to hear how you guys reached where you are now. You're on the top of the game when it comes to commentating in this amazing sport that we love. But yeah, 1000%. When you guys decided to make the move to Premier Padel, the game changed completely.
You're making it sound as if like we decided to go to Premier and we were like, all right, it's our turn now. Everyone else move aside. It's Gonza and Nico time now.
It is, though. It is.
Michael Jordan music in the background.
Well, it does feel that way. You guys are definitely like making the sport really nice and amazing for all the fans and bringing a lot of fans to the sport. So
lots of knowledge too.
So much that we can learn from you guys. It's been so fun and so insightful to listen to you guys, and it's so cool that you guys were following us and commenting also on some of our stuff too. We're like, cool, Gonza and Nico know us, they're with us, they agree. Like, it was so nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you're just throwing some bombs, and it's okay, this is maybe some of the things that we cannot say. We're not in a bar with a friend, but it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, we try to be the fun voice a little bit to compliment you guys too. You guys have the knowledge. We try to learn and be fun. Well, it would be cool if we could start off. I mean, let's start off with you, Nico. How did you end up as basically one of the main voices now, if not the main one, next to Gonza, as the voice of Padel in English for all the English-speaking world?
Well, I first got into Padel, as professionally, I mean, during COVID. There was another person who was commentating on World Padel Tour at the time. He was called Alex Kirkland. He's now a football writer and a very good one. But he was doing most of the World Padel Tour commentary at the time. And he had to step aside for a few tournaments, and I knew him, and he asked me, because I commentated on football at the time, and he asked me if I could just step in for a couple tournaments, which I did, and which I enjoyed a lot, together with Ceci Reiter, former #1, who like taught me a lot. I was able to lean on her quite a bit at the start, especially, and then quite shortly after, they basically offered me to do it full time. So rather than just stepping in for a couple tournaments, to actually commentate full time on World Padel Tour. And I mean, here we are. I mean, I've been doing it now for, I don't know, 5-6 years, I think, and still loving every bit of it. I mean, you know, it's a small world, I think. Still, it's growing, but but compared to where I was, and it's not like I've been here for ages, but it's grown so much, and yeah, it's kind of weird looking back on it now that I've been doing this since I was in my very early 20s.
I mean, that's awesome, because you're also so good at it. Were you doing English from the very beginning, or was it Spanish and then English? English.
No, I was always doing English. Yeah, I did used to do quite a lot of at World Padel Tour, I would travel to most of the international tournaments and do a lot of, especially in the earlier rounds with the wild cards and stuff. We did pre and post match interviews, and I did a lot of live translating. But the commentary was always in English.
Awesome. I want to ask you about the live translation, but we'll get to that later. Gonza, you also are so good at this. How did you get here?
Well, I mean, paddle came to my life by surprise. When I was in Argentina, I was a football commentator. And then when I moved to Spain to study, I had the chance to work with Sancho Gutierrez and Tapia when they were playing together back in the Ferrero Academy. So I was working, but not as a commentator. It was more like the business part. And I got to travel to different tournaments, different events, because I was part of the team, but doing something related to the organization of the team, traveling, more the business part. And then I moved to Germany for a couple of years, and I was working in an office, and I said, I want to go back to commentary. I love paddle. I have to do something. And I got the chance to talk to one of the main guys in A1 Paddle, and they gave me the chance because they wanted to start something in English. And they needed a person who could commentate in Spanish in some matches and in English in some others. But it was for me the first time. This was in 2022. And I was doing Spanish and English in the semifinals and finals. And after one season in A1, Red Bull calls me for the Qatar Major last year in 2024. That was the first time doing Premier Paddle, but it was not with Premier, it was with Red Bull. And they liked me. And after Red Bull, it was Premier Paddle, the one who calls me to join them as part of the team. And then I start, I remember Brussels was the first one. I start doing a couple of tournaments, and then I get more and more until this point. And there was also the question between keeping my job in Spanish or fully moving to English. But I thought there's a lot of good people and good commentators in Spanish. There's not a lot of professionals with a lot of paddle knowledge in English. And that's why I decided to stick to English, even if at the beginning, and I'm not going to lie, I was insecure because why an English speaking audience would like a guy that is not native or that has his accent or blah, blah, blah. But now I feel like it has become a part of me and part of the character, let's say.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think we enjoy listening to you because you bring a lot of emotion and a lot of insights, also you and Nico as well. So it's a joy. You don't have to feel insecure. You guys are crushing it.
That was in the past. Now I like it.
Yeah, I actually, I mean, this is going to be maybe a bit of a hot take, but like when I would hear a British voice commentating on the paddle match, I'm like, oh my God, no.
I think it was a turn off.
I think for me
it was
more
a
the
turn
classic style from tennis.
Yeah, it's a classic style.
Like,
It's a classic style. Yeah, but also Gonza, like to me, what I like about you is that like the Spanish speaking commentators, they bring a very different energy. Like super raton, like that type of energy. Oh, el lobo. Like there's those iconic voices. So when it came to English, we weren't getting that same energy, and I feel like you guys are trying to bring that same energy as well, because paddle has a specific passion to it. It's not just commentating like the classic English one of like, oh, he's very posh and right.
But I mean, this is not like, in my case anyway, and I think for Gonza it's the same. It's not something that I'm like actively trying to do, it's just something that kind of comes out. I mean, it was the same when I was commentating football. I was also quite shouty, and same now in paddle. But I mean, speaking of accents, I mean, the same for me. Like early in my career, I also thought like, should I like force like more of a British accent? I did.
Oh, okay.
I did because I'm originally Dutch. I'm half Dutch, half Spanish, and I did have quite a lot of sort of Dutch traits when I speak English, and I have worked hard to get rid of those completely. But my accent is still my accent, which is like a hodgepodge of all the places I've lived and all the people I know. Yeah. But I mean, the enthusiasm, I think, just comes out naturally. It's not something that I actively seek out to do.
I personally think the accent is what makes it authentic. And so I just being you and bringing your energy and insight, I think that's what as a fan, I'm looking for. I think what we're looking for.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think also between myself and Gonz, like we have quite a, I think, different approach to it. Like I'm a huge nerd and I love stats and maybe too much so. And I think when you listen to a game of mine or a game of Gonza's, you enjoy it, but in a different way. I think that's also nice to have, like, to not always have the same type of commentator commentating every match.
You guys have no idea the document that Nico has with the amount of stats and random things that he knows. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's quite a lot.
But-
yeah, it's kind of gotten out of hand.
We want to get
But
into
Nico,
that. Also.
Nico, were you struggling because so Gonza's saying you love stats, but I feel like one of the things that we lack most in paddle is just like, now it's improved. I think Paddle Intelligence does a really good job, but you don't even have that much stats. Like, even if I want to go back, because by the way, recently I wanted to go back, let me just go check the ranking of each player in the beginning of the year. I couldn't even find that. Like, you have to go back, I guess. I don't even know. Like, I was actually trying actively to find that, and I couldn't find it. So the fact that someone like you who loves stats, I think you struggled probably not having enough stats even.
Yeah, that's why it started originally when I first moved into paddle during COVID. Is that when I prepared football matches, I obviously prepared a lot of stats for football, which are so readily available, right? You can, I mean, if you want to, you can have like hundreds of pages on every single player down to a very low level, and that just didn't exist for paddle. And that's originally why I started recording stats and like making big spreadsheets of how many titles, how many finals, what age, what time, etc. That's how it started, just to be able, because I think stats do serve a purpose in the sense that, say, I'm watching for the first time and I'm watching Sanyo Gutierrez play. Maybe I don't know, that we are talking about someone who has won this number of titles and he is number one. Like, I do think stats have provide a bit of context that is often, especially to newer audience as well, can be quite useful.
Yeah, no, super useful. And also, you guys have a very unique lens now as commentators live there. You're seeing the players. Gonza, let me come to you first here. What's the most impressive thing for you as a paddle commentator when you're watching in person?
The speed of the ball, always. The speed of the ball. It's something that you can really see, that you cannot really see on TV. Like the way they run, the way they hit the ball, it's something that if you're watching on TV, maybe you can sense it, but not at 100%. When you're there and you see the physicality of the players, the intensity of the players, the energy they have, it's completely different. It looks like a different sport. So to be there and watch it week in, week out, it's a privilege since we love the sport. So that's, in my opinion, one of the main things. And then the difference between countries and the way they feel the game, the crowds, the different chants they have for the players. I would say that in my case.
That's such a good point. What about you, Nico?
I mean, it's basically the same answer. When you see someone like Galan playing live and just how crisp every volley is, like how low over the net it goes, at what speed it goes, and the intensity and how much court they cover, I think it's something you don't appreciate until you are very close to them or you watch a training session or once you like record yourself and see like how slow it is compared to them. I think that's when you really appreciate it on a different level, I think.
I gotta say that it's a good thing to be there, but at some point it's a bad thing. Because I remember in Genova last year, and there was El Clásico. It was Chingalan and Coelho Tapia playing the finals. Chingalan destroyed them. It was one of the best wins from Chingalan. And I'm not gonna say not excited, but it was something normal. It was like something from my daily basis. And you lose the, how to say it, like the passion that a fan can have of going for the first time, the only time that you see it, that match on the season live. For us, it's like a routine in a way, and you lose that kind of enthusiasm. That could be the negative part, I would say, but I'll take
That's a really good point.
watching El Clásico live all day.
Then do you enjoy sometimes, because sometimes you guys don't go to the events, right? Like, for example, New Giza, you guys didn't come. do you enjoy like, okay, well, this tournament I'm going to watch from home? Or so I'm actually happy because when I go and see them again, for example, the FIP World Cup, when I hear that smash come off of Galen's racket, then I appreciate it a bit more again.
I would say that it's probably like it is. The days you're commentating and the weeks you are there, they are very, very long week. Well, they're long weeks always, but especially if you're there, if you're on site. I mean, I think both me and Gonza, when we came back from Barcelona, we both said like we slept like 12 hours last night.
13.
Yeah, 13 even in Gonza's case. So maybe it is good in a sense to not always go to the tournaments. Also, yeah, because of what you said earlier, like maybe a little bit of the shine can go off, and your appreciation of like being around these players all the time. Like it obviously, if you're around someone all the time, it gets normalized a lot, right? So obviously, you'd rather travel always, but if you don't go to all of them, I suppose you do get a new sort of appreciation for it.
Yeah.
And the way, just one more thing. The way you enjoy a match when you're watching it without working is different. With Nico, we do one tournament, I do the finals, and the next one it's Nico. And when I'm not doing the finals and I have the chance to sit on my couch and literally watching the match as a fan, watch the match, hear Nico, it's different. It's different.
I was going to say that you watch it on mute when I commentate.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I agree though. I agree.
You guys are now experts in watching live. So this is from a fan perspective. Where's the best place if I want to go sit down in a stadium and watch a match? Where's the best place to watch it from?
For me, it's behind the players. It looks like TV, but also if you have the chance to go at least once and go on the side, it's better because you listen to the players. You can hear what they're saying. You can appreciate the speed of the ball. But if you want to really enjoy the match, it's better to go behind the glass, the back wall. I would say, just like
you
it
the
was
same,
TV.
Nico?
Same thing. Like behind the players and as low down as you can, basically, like as close as you can come to them. But I think you read the game the best when you're behind them, like the TV angle, basically.
That's true. I actually enjoy watching from like next to the fence. Because like you said, Gonza, like the fact, I feel like you feel the intensity of the match when you're from the sides. And then from the back, you don't feel it that much. But obviously, if I want to watch from the back is nicer.
Yeah, also the communication is nice to hear,
it's
to
awesome.
hear them like talking, because you don't necessarily capture that on TV, but when you're on the side, even from the back, you don't necessarily hear it. Yeah. Unless you're quite close. And so from the side, sometimes you hear that really cool.
I would wish if they just put a seat right above the wall. Like I want to sit right on the back of the glass and just watch them, so then I can hear and watch everything.
You watch everything.
I want to be as close as possible. They
Probably wear a shield then if you're going to sit that close, because you're going to get hit.
It's not safe. It's not safe. Then, Nico, which player or players impressed you the most when watching live?
Ooh, tough one.
Which players impress you? I mean, it's going to be the obvious answers, I think. Like the top players are obviously the best ones, so they do impress you the most. But I think
you have to pick
like
one,
the really
one
active,
or two.
I mean, the really active players, like I think, impress me the most. So someone like, for example, Stupa or Coqui Nieto on the women's side, Bea Gonzalez, like the players who just cover so much court, have such like active legs. They're never standing still. They're always moving around. I think those are quite impressive, like from a fundamental point of view. But obviously, like when you witness one of these Tapia moments in real life, and you just like instinctively like let out a noise because you can't believe what's just happened. Like there's nothing beats that, right? That's the reason why you go to the stadium. So pure entertainment, Tapia or Paquito. But if you like, if I want to be impressed by work ethic, let's say, I'll say someone like Coqui, someone like Bea, or someone like Stupa maybe.
Yeah, those are good ones. Gonzo, what about you?
I'm going to try not to go with the obvious ones. In the women's side, I really like Ustedo. She has something special. She is a magician. The things that she does on court, it's crazy. The moment she gets physically better in 2-3 years, she's going to be insane. She's pure talent. Then Martina Calvo as well. I remember watching her for the first time in Bordeaux last year, and I said, she's going to be a number one. It's insane the way she plays the ball, the power she has for the age she is. And then on the men's side, I could say Galan, I could say Coelho, Tapia, obviously, but I don't know, watching Leoksburger smash live, it's crazy. The sound of the ball. I also really like John Sands. Nico was mentioning Stupa and Koki and the way they move around, which is fast, lightning quick. But also John Sands is one of them.
Yeah.
He is fun to watch.
You mentioned like a young player like Ostero, but how about for the men's side? Any of these young guns up and coming that nobody really talks about that impressed you?
The thing is, I see a lot of young players on the women's side: Ostero, Calvo, Alonso, Claudia Fernandez, Jensen. There's a lot of names.
Players.
On the men's side, I don't really see a big name shining that I'm sure he's going to be a number one in the next 3-4 years. Maybe Tino Libac, but he was injured. Leoksburger has to explode. I don't know. It's tough. You have players like Manu Castaño that I really like. You have players like David Gala that can do something next year. Yeah. But in the women's side, I feel like the future is in good hands. And on the men's side, I don't see new names showing up big time next 2-3 years.
Very interesting.
Ismaeel's not going to be happy. This is the biggest Lee Elsberger fan next to me.
Yeah. Big on the burger, but we'll talk about them shortly. We'll get to the burger. But I want to stay on this commentary because one of the things we love the most about what you guys do on commentary is you translate for us these bench interactions and you let us know what's happening with the bench, what the coach is saying, what the players are saying. Are they fighting? Are they encouraging each other? And so I want to ask, let me start with you, Gonza. Which bench interactions were the craziest this year?
Can I say something though?
Easy.
Before you answer, Gonza, can I say something? Because I remember. Before you go, because I don't want to forget this, because I remember I was watching how important that is. I think it was Valladolid when there was Stupa and LeBron when they were arguing. And Nico, you were the one on the call for that match. And I remember you're like, I can't hear, the DJ's too loud. And I'm watching the TV like, turn down the DJ. Nico needs to translate for me what's going on. So, yeah, but just I wanted to say that because it's really important what you guys do there. But go ahead, Gonza.
Yeah, that's something we started doing at the beginning. And I had a lot of people texting me, hey, we really like the fact that you're translating what they say during the benches. And it's really important because you learn so much from the coaches and the way they talk to the players, whatever they say, the strategy. And it's giving you a whole context around what's going on inside the court. If you ask me about players, easy answer. LeBron, so emotional, so passionate. You know for a fact that at least a couple of times in the season, something's going to happen. But also, Yanguas is emotional. Who else?
On the bench,
changeovers.
I mean, Paquito, right?
Paquito. The players are smart. They know when the camera's there and they stop stalking or they say something on purpose just because the camera's there. But it would be interesting not to show the camera and just listen because whenever they have the camera there, they are, backing up.
Yeah. But Chingalan always have a great bench interaction. Like they're all like I love watching that bench interaction.
We don't understand much. We just feel the vibes.
Zero Spanish for you guys. Zero.
We're working on it, Gonza, but it's.
Are you working on it?
It's at the moment.
Poco.
Yeah, we're at the very, very low level right now. There you go. You see where we are. Then Nico, do you have any special spicy bench interactions that you were on the call for? I mean, we know there were many.
I mean, I feel like every time LeBron and Stupa blew up, I was commentating it. So the one, like you said, the one you mentioned, then the Paris one as well, and then was it Dubai? I think their last tournament, they were in the tiebreak against Jairo Batista and Libac. And mid tiebreak, like LeBron just started absolutely like unloading on Stupa. And that was not even during a bench, but you could hear it. But one of those, I mean, whenever LeBron and Stupa would sit down, and it was like slightly, it was getting difficult, the set or the match. Like, you would always like crank up the volume and really like focus on what was being said, because it was always like box office, wasn't it? But those are the obvious ones. But LeBron and Stupa were the best. Something, by the way, that I think is fun to mention with like the players being savvy to the mics and to the cameras is that obviously before premiere, these benches would only be filmed and recorded at 5-4 and at 6-5. The early benches all were, those were commercial breaks. So at 1-0, at 2-1, at 3-2, and 4-3. Those were all commercial breaks. And then when you would look over, like physically look over to the benches, you would see like all kinds of things being said and animation and everything. And then at 5-4, the camera would be on it, and it'd just be like the most polite, sincere, like nothing's going on. Punto a punto, vamos equipo, and that's it. Like, these players, they're smart. They're smart. They're smart.
It's also kind of tricky when there's something big happening during the benches, because there's a big audience. There's a lot of people listening to you, and you don't want to choose the wrong words, because if it's a tense moment, you don't want to put words on another people back or mouth, because they didn't say it. So it's sometimes also difficult.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. Then, from your observations about the LeBron-Stupa interaction specifically, how would you evaluate those interactions? Is it like LeBron leadership? Because, you're seeing the full conversation, at least understanding it live. Like, do you interpret that as more like LeBron leadership? Or do you think of it as like really lack of chemistry, more on the immaturity side? Like how do you see it?
I don't think it's a lack of maturity or anything like that. I think that's just how he is. Like LeBron is. With him, it's what you see is what you get. I know he and Stupa get on really well, like off the court. They have no problems with each other. They are actually like quite good friends, I think. And that's just like his way of like expressing himself. When the adrenaline is going, when the heartbeat is up, like that's how he does things, for better and for worse, basically. And Stupa, credit to him. Like Stupa has always
what a saint
been there with him. No, but he not just like taking it, but also like engaging with him and always looking for a solution. I think I'd like really hats off to Stupa and LeBron for always, like, even in the tough times, looking for a way out, looking for a solution, even when the tensions are quite high.
I like that take. Gonza, do you see things in a different way?
I feel like LeBron has a bad reputation, and he's a great guy. He is so emotional because LeBron is obsessed with winning and becoming a number one again, and he doesn't do it, and that's why he gets frustrated. But if you talk to LeBron outside the paddle court, he's one of the nicest guys on tour. In my personal experience, I've never had a bad moment with LeBron. He's always super polite, super friendly. So I understand that people don't see that, and you judge them based on what you see on TV, on the screen, and what you hear. But LeBron is a great guy, and the only problem, if that's a problem that he has, is trying to become a number one and not really managing the way to actually do it. And that's why he reacts the way he does. But outside the court, he's a 10. An absolute 10 out of 10.
It's a great point, because we got the chance to talk to him, and when after we talked to him, like, the only thing we could say is he's such a cool guy.
Yeah.
And then like would meet people, and then we told them, like, we got to talk with LeBron a bit, and they're like, how's he like? And we're like, he was so nice. And they're like, wow, really? Like, he was so nice.
He's saying hi to everybody. He's like very nice with everybody, not whoever's filming, everybody that's around, not just the person that's gonna talk to him. Like he's a very, very like just good guy. Yeah. But also, like, I was there at the Paris Major. I was watching, especially that was a very spicy match on camera, but off camera, that was things that weren't taken into account. Where I saw him walking with one of, like, not the ball kids, but the kid that you walk out with in the beginning of the match, and he seemed like he was playing around with the kid, like high-fiving him. like that's also nice energy that's not seen about LeBron. And but he's a super spicy guy. He gives me the same energy like Michael Jordan, these types of guys that always demand so much from their players. Like that's the energy from him. But
that's what I take from it too. Then guys,
and then there's something undeniable about LeBron. He can win, he can lose, he can get good comments, bad comments, but everyone wants to see LeBron. That's you buy a ticket to see LeBron playing.
Yeah, he's boxed up.
Yeah, I always say like the best atmosphere games are always LeBron games. Like in terms of in the stadium, always Juan LeBron games. But I 100% agree with what Gonza says. By the way, that Juan is like a top guy off the court. Yeah. Like not a bad word to say about him. He's just like a really genuinely nice guy who really cares about people.
Yeah. Last point about this. It's very. I think. Padel, because it's more of like it's Spanish, Argentinian dominating the tour, right? And I would say, and we're Egyptian, so we also have that emotional side to us. But maybe some people, with different cultures, different backgrounds, and they can interpret something like when we're having a conversation, maybe if no one understands what we're saying, they think we're fighting with each other, for example. But actually, if you're listening to us, it's just, it's just a passionate language, passionate culture, and then the way it's translated to depending on your culture, and then you interpret it a certain way. So, I don't know, let's say Scandinavian background, and then you look at that and you see like, oh my God, what's going on there? It's fireworks. So I think the transfer of cultures also, I think that's what probably doesn't play in his favor when it comes to people from those parts of the world, I guess, trying to understand who he is. That's my thought. Yeah.
It can be.
Very relatable what you just said there, Yousef. Like me growing up in Amsterdam, obviously surrounded by Dutch people. If I would talk to my mum in Spanish, everyone would always think we're fighting. But we're just speaking normally.
Then let's shift to the tour a bit more. Let's talk about what you guys watched firsthand. So if anyone knows anything about these matchups, these players, it's you guys. So we're going to take the time to ask you guys. First off, let me come to you, Gonza. Just your thoughts on this classical rivalry that we have, Cuello Tapia, Chingoto Galan. Thoughts on that, because we're in awe of what they're doing.
What a match. I want to ask you a question, guys. Do you think the final El Clásico was the best match of the season?
Yes.
For me,
by far.
Yes, by far.
Was crazy.
Very easy. Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah. And they were not fighting for the number one, but that was crazy.
Yeah, and imagine if they were.
Yeah. I think there's a big gap between Chingoto Galan, Cuello Tapia, and the rest, which is something good because we have El Clásico, but also in the future, I would like to see a team at least challenging them. But there's such a big difference. The way they play, the way they approach a game, the mentality they have, how they win every tournament, how they win the matches that they should lose, how after not really playing a good match, when they play 6 out of 10, it's enough to beat the majority of the teams, even the third seeds, the fourth seeds. They have something special. They have something unique. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's only paddle, mentality, or whatever. But as of now, and for 2026, I don't see anyone getting even closer to Cuello Tapia and Fede Chingoto Ale Galan. And the rivalry, it's beautiful. And in the history of the sport, you have different rivalries. You have Madrid-Barcelona. You have Federer-Nadal. Yeah. And it's just like that. And I think having something like that, it's pushing the sport as well.
That's true.
Low-key spicy take.
It's a good one.
How about you, Nico?
I agree with the fact that they are so far ahead of everyone else. Like this is starting to turn into, to bring up the Madrid-Barcelona, it's starting to turn into like a two-team league, basically, like where it's them two and then the rest who are quite far behind. And I think the difference between them and other pairs is that they are so willing and so committed to each other and to the pair. Like there's never ever a bad word between any of them. Even for example, Genoa last year, what we mentioned earlier, like Cuello and Tapia were getting waxed by Chingalan, and there was never like a carita, as we say. Like there was never one bad look, one bad word. Is always encouragement. And I think as far as we don't see that, plus the like unbelievable quality of these 4 players, I just don't see that changing. I'm not sure, with someone like LeBron Augsburger, jury's still out. but it's something like we're just have to gonna. It's basically I have to see it happen. You know, like these two have such a body of work now of being just streets ahead of the rest that I'm gonna have to see it to believe it with other pairs, and not just for one tournament, but for like a streak of at least 5.
Yeah. But what you guys are saying isn't crazy, because if we just look at the numbers, right, the rankings, like the gap between Chingoto and Galan and then Stupa's the next one, I think it's 9,000 something points, which is like the Stupa and the next person, Stupa has 7,000, which means there's no one on tour with that gap. Can you imagine how crazy that is?
Can I like, this is where I can bring stats back into this. Do you know how many tournaments?
There we go. You wanted to do it, right?
I really like this one. Do you know how many tournaments there were this year where both of the pairs played and neither of them won? How many?
1.
3.
1.
Well, if we're
Madrid is the only one like
they
that.
played and they won. Okay.
Yeah, so obviously I'm not
Uruguay,
counting Gijón and Cancun because they didn't play.
Cancun,
But that just tells you like it's always one or the other. Like it took Dineno and Augsburger doing literally something had never been done before, beating the 1, 2, and 3 in the same tournament for that to not happen. Like it's the difference is huge at the moment. I think in the women's paddle, for example, there were 3 pairs, and the 4th was maybe not a mile off, but they were off. But in the men's, it's 1, 2, and then a huge gap, and then the rest.
Yeah. From a competition standpoint on the women's side, it's much juicier, I would say.
Yeah, I'd say so as well. I mean, obviously now we've got a huge game of chairs coming up on the women's side. I mean, everyone except for Delphi and Gemma is changing, probably. I mean, that's what you get when someone like Ari and Paula are splitting up. But when everyone changes and it's not just the one pair, I mean, that that's when it's a level playing field again, and when new rivalries start, etc. So I think next year in the women's side of things could be like one of the best years ever in terms of the competition and in terms of excitement and just having something new and something fresh.
You're hyping us for the next season way too early, Nico. Like,
we still have a few months of no paddle. It's like
2 months. We have 2 months still to get there.
I know.
Gonza, since you brought this up about how they're completely in a different stratosphere right now, is this the greatest paddle rivalry of all time?
Hard to tell. It's hard to say this, but the way we enjoy paddle, the way the sport has developed and grew, I would say yes. Not only because what it is now, but for what it can be in the next 4 years, 5 years, since I don't see any changes happening. It's only the beginning and it's already great. So I would say it can become the greatest. There's quite a few also in the past. But yeah, I'm going to say yes.
There we go, Gonza. How about you, Nico?
I'll just be contrarian and say no then, just to have a different take than Gonza. No,
as always.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I mean, you gotta put respect on something like Lima Mieres against Juan Martín and Bella, but obviously that's in a completely different era. Personally, I mean, this is not comparable, right, in terms of but this is just the one I liked most. But I hugely enjoyed Dineno Paquito against LeBron Galan back in the day. Those matches were always great, also because they played very differently to each other. I mean, the one, Gonza obviously worked with Sanyo and Tapia, but Sanyo and Tapia against LeBron Galan I loved. You had obviously Ari and Paula against Gemma and Alice Salazar. But I mean, it's uncomparable, isn't it? This is like comparing a footballer from the 60s and 70s to someone now, I think. That's how quickly paddle has grown as well. When you look at the audiences and the professionalism of it. But just to say something different, I'll say Lima Mieres against Juan Martín and Bella.
But guys, what about LeBron Galan against Koyo Tapia?
I was going to ask that.
Is that not the greatest rivalry paddle has ever seen?
Wasn't long enough.
Exactly. It was like almost for a season and a half. So it was not really something that we got to see for a long period of time. Maybe it could have been, but now it's not. So it's hard to tell.
I'll say the best match I've ever commentated is probably that final in Vigo where Koya and Tapia officially became number ones against LeBron and Galan. I mean, it was short and sweet, wasn't it, that rivalry? But like what Gonza said, there's just not enough of a sample size there, I think.
You make good arguments.
But in the beginning of the season,
You can disagree with us, huh?
Yeah, you can tell us we're wrong, and then we're
Like when you talk, Ismaeel, you're not right.
Let me say,
tell us, then
Gonza,
we're
I'll tell you, for both, like, LeBron Galan was my favorite paddle team, and I was heartbroken when they broke up. And I thought that was the best rivalry because when we went into the matches against Koya Tapia, I honestly had no idea who would win. Like, they would go on streaks, but for the most part, it was really up in the air.
I have a question. Like, do you think that crowds will ever turn on Koya and Tapia? Because obviously LeBron and
You either
Galan.
die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become
Yes,
a villain.
exactly, right? Literally like the Dark Knight. Like, because with LeBron and Galan, obviously, as the years went on, like they would start rooting more and more for anyone
the
who would
underdog.
challenge them. Do you think that will ever happen to Koya and Tapia as well?
But that's a great point, Nico, because we were actually discussing this a few days ago, and I think, for at least watching on the TV, it feels like the stadiums are usually cheering on Chingalan more, which makes me actually I think it might be happening. Like even though they're the number ones, and I think people are more leaning towards Chingalan, but I wouldn't say they're hating on Koyo and Tapia. But that's an interesting point because Chingalan, I feel like they're getting more of the love when they play against Koyo and Tapia.
I think it's a good point. I think within a year, one more of Koya Tapia dominance, and
It's
then
unfair.
more.
It's really
And
unfair.
And
one
then
more
we
year.
change.
And then everyone's going to be against them. It's just going to be
Everyone's like, all right.
max hate.
Enough is enough.
That's it.
Cut
I think
this.
the crowds I just think the crowds are with whoever is losing, basically.
Yeah.
The crowd just want more paddle. They just want longer matches. They want more excitement. Same as us in the commentary box, right, Gonza? We just want more.
We always want, yes.
Give us more.
And there, I mean, unless you go to Argentina, because Tapia has this Tapia mania in Argentina. So even if they're winning,
Like
losing,
Messi?
it doesn't matter. People go crazy with Agustin there. He's like a god.
Yeah.
That's
The women as well.
How about this? This was short-lived, but this is something really special to Ismaeel's heart. Karburger against Koya Tapia. That was also quite interesting where Koya himself said that he would lose sleep because of this team. But then they decided to break up, and now Koyo sleeps like a baby.
Yeah. You can sleep better.
Yeah. What do you guys think of that rivalry for just a tiny little bit?
I think that Cardone and Augsburger were one of the teams that whenever you were looking at the draw, you said, oof, I have to face them. Because they gave you no space. Two big guys covering the net with a lefty, a lot of power. In a fast court, it was almost impossible to score a point. And they were actually the only team to beat the number 1, 2, and 3 until the Dineno and Augsburger run happened in Madrid. Yeah. At the moment, I didn't really understand why they were separating or going separate ways. Now I think I see it. They need something more experience, I would say, but it was fun to watch. It was very entertaining when you had to commentate the matches from Cardona and Augsburger because you knew that they could do it.
Yeah.
In some matches, you go and you commentate Koyo Tapia or Chingalan, and you know it's going to be a win in 2 sets. But when you had them, you actually had the chance to commentate something special, something different. And that makes it also fun for you as a commentator.
I think I don't remember which one of you was on the Brussels match between Karburger and Koya Tapia, but that was one of the really fun matches also. Yeah?
I don't remember. I remember the one in Riyadh.
Yeah, they played one.
I
in
don't
Riyadh
remember
and then-
Brussels.
They played
How
many
Qatar
matches?
also,
Too
the
many
Qatar
matches.
major.
There's a lot of matches, guys. It's a lot of matches.
It's all melting into each other. All melting into each other.
Then let's talk a bit more about this Chingalan Koyo Tapia rivalry. We're actually like were wrong. I would say, Ismaeel, I was wrong. Haroon, you were the one who was on the bandwagon, but we were.
But then he got off.
You love to tell me I got for a tiny period when it was a very dominant win by
You
Quail
said blow it up. You said I quote, blow it
I
up.
sat there and I said blow it up, but that's when they look defeated. They look defeated. But you have to give me credit for being there for 8 months. 8 months. Everybody said blow it up. I said no. And then
I said blow up with
I
us.
said super return, Quail, Chingalan. And then I got back. So overall, I was the most consistent.
On video. You said it's all on video. You said blow this thing all the way up. And I told you, Haroon, come join me.
No, you don't tell me you come join me. You go after they won, and then you're like, yeah.
Before when they were losing, I told you.
It's all on video.
It is. We'll go back and look at the footage. But guys, all this was just to say, in the beginning of the season, we're like, Chingoto and Galan, this is not working. Up against Cuello and Tapia, the firepower, you can't match that.
Nico, it was 13-2.
Yeah, like that was a fair. We thought it was a fair assessment, but some people said maybe it wasn't. Nico, did you see this coming? Where they're now, what we're saying now is this is absolutely a rivalry, and they beat them a few times in a row, and we're like, okay, going into 2026, they're actually the ones that should be world number one, whatever. But like, it's a conversation now that we're having. Did you see this coming after what we saw in the beginning of the season?
Yeah, of course. At the start of the season, right, it was starting to become quite one-sided. But even before that final in Italy, when Chingalan did beat them for the first time, they were saying it themselves as well. Like, the finals are getting closer and closer and closer. I feel like Chingoto and Galan, they also said that you cannot train for a match like Cuello and Tapia because there is nobody else who plays like them. So basically, when you're playing them is when you're also training against them for future matches. And they, even in the times where they've been like comprehensively beaten, like, I feel like last year it happened a lot more times than this year. I think this year the only time, and correct me if I'm wrong, Gonza as well, Paris was probably the only time where you really thought like, okay, they are really kind of in a different league right now. But Chingoto and Galan, for me, they're playing them better and better. I mean, the way Fede Chingoto especially, he always gets looked at as like the weak link of the four, which is, I think, really unfair on him. But the way he has grown into that cross court against Cuello, hitting those viuras to the fence and double glass to make Cuello at least turn away. Like, I can only see us getting closer, and who knows, maybe they even go ahead at some point in next year. You can't fake desperate, right? I mean, they are so desperate to become world number ones, and at some point, Cuello and Tapia, they are so hungry. And at some point, you imagine Cuello and Tapia will sort of naturally regress a little bit, which is only normal, so I think next year is going to be even closer, than this one.
Yeah, I agree.
So excited.
How about you, Gonza?
Hopefully it's closer. There's a lot of things happening around the sport as well. Always, you have the injuries, you have personal things that can also affect. The thing is, it doesn't really matter what we believe. It doesn't matter what I believe. But the thing is that Chingalan, they do believe and they're sure that they can beat Cuello and Tapia. And that's probably the only reason why they do it. Whenever Stupa Lebron, Augsburger Lebron, or whoever goes and faces Cuello and Tapia, in the back of their mind, they know that, we need a miracle. When Chingalan are getting ready or preparing a match versus Cuello and Tapia, they go with a mindset of winning, and they know they can do it because they did it multiple times. And that's the main reason why they actually do it. Then you have a monster like Ale Galan. For me, I mean, you can choose who's
say
your
it,
favorite one,
Gonza. Say it,
has to
Gonza.
be there. No. I'm not going to say anything. I understand that people say he's the best now.
Yeah.
Then you can choose Tapia, you can choose Cuello, you can choose Chingo, but Galan is a machine. That's undeniable. He's too good at the sport.
Yeah.
And he has a player like Fede Chingoto that is letting Galan be Galan.
Exactly.
I don't know who said this, but he said the only problem for Ale Galan is not Fede Chingoto, as people say. The only problem that Galan has is Cuello and Tapia. Chingo is not the problem. The problem is that he has also two superstars in front of him, and it's hard. But 1v1, in a match, anything can happen. It's a 50-50 at this point.
Yeah, it is 100%. Then who's going to end next year as world number one?
Nico?
Yeah, that's answer first, right? God, I mean, Koya and Tapia too. I mean, it's one of those where like I have to see them lose for me to bet against them, right? I'm just gonna keep saying Koya Tapia until something else happens.
Gonza, do it. Do it, Gonza.
Do it, Gonza, I dare you.
I don't see a team. I don't see a team beating Coelho and Tapia.
Yeah.
So yeah,
John.
I think I have to say Coelho and Tapia.
Okay.
But if you, let's go with Coelho and Tapia. The women's maybe they can risk more.
But that was you made a really good point, Gonza, that they believe, and that's the thing that I absolutely love about them. Because remember in the semifinal match and on the bench, sorry, I don't remember if it was you, Gonza, or it was Nico on that the semifinal where they went to Coelho Tapia final set, Paquito and John in Mexico.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, Nico. And you said in the changeover, and then he was like, in the second set, let's try to play our best. And if they dip, maybe we'll get a chance, a miracle to win the set. So, which is to your point, Gonza, is like even Paquito, who I think Paquito is an absolute superstar in the game. And even him going up against Coelho and Tapia, he's saying we actually need a miracle to beat these guys. So that belief point, to me, that's like one of their biggest superpowers, is they actually believe they can beat Coelho and Tapia.
Recently, we went to Paulita Jose Maria's academy, and I was talking to Claudio Girardoni, his coach, and he said something that we can apply also for Coelho and Tapia. These pairs, Bea Claudia, Paula Enari, and Gemma Triay del Fibrea, they train and they go through the tournament just getting ready for the final, to beat Ari and Paula, to beat Bea Claudia. Not for the rest of the tournament. They know that it's enough, it's good enough to go through the quarterfinals, to the semifinals. And it's the same with Chingalan. They know that they will beat anyone in the round of 16, anyone in the quarterfinals and semifinals. They are getting ready for the final and to face Coelho and Tapia. Paquito Navarro and John Sanz are fighting to get into the quarters, maybe to get into the semis. So the way you approach a tournament, the mindset that you have, it's completely different. These guys are getting ready to face each other, to win El Clásico, while the rest are focusing on making it to the semis, to the quarters. And it's different.
That's crazy.
That's
Really good point. Really good point.
That's so good. Then can I rewind for a second? Go ahead, Nico. You want to add something?
No, I just wanted to say if we can just like appreciate how good Paquito has been in like the last 3 months of the season.
Yeah.
Like for me, he's been maybe one of the 5 best players in the world. Like after the 2 top pairs, like maybe he has been the best player. The way he's evolved his game and the way he's stepped up his physicality as well, like taking that like exponentially more serious. For me, in Mexico, they almost had Coelho and Tapia. Like Paquito was
up a break in the final
so
set.
good.
I had him.
So good. What do you make, since we're on the topic of Paquito, Nico, what do you make of the breakup with Johnny Sanz after it was going the best for both of them? They hadn't had these such good results for like a couple of years, and John Sanz ever.
Paquito, yes.
Yeah.
Paquito did.
I mean, I was kind of surprised. I think a lot of people were pretty surprised that they were going to go their separate ways. You could tell Paquito was quite upset by this in the pre-match press conference at the tour finals last week when he was asked about this. But yeah, it is quite surprising, especially the fact that John Sanz told Paquito that he would no longer continue with him. I mean, with the way they were playing, with the way they were challenging Coelho and Tapia, with the way they were challenging everyone, it's not one that I saw coming, to be honest. I thought they might think, all right, let's give this a proper go and have a full off season together. But I mean, you can't blame John Sanz for going back with Goki either. They won 2 tournaments. They won the tour finals last year. So fair enough. But at the same time, it is quite the player you're leaving behind as well in the case of John.
Yeah.
It was shocking. It was shocking indeed.
Gonza, then what did you think?
I think that if you only look at what's happening inside the court, yes, it's I would say not the best, because they were making it to the semifinals, finals, blah, blah, blah. But what people don't take into account is, as these guys are traveling 28, 30 weeks a year with that person, with that partner, with that teammate, you fly together, you train together, you sleep together, you eat together. And Paquito Navarro is probably now at a different stage of his career. He has a family. He's focusing a lot on that. I'm not saying that he's not professional, not at all. I'm just saying that he's living a different moment, while John Sanz is a young guy that likes, being surrounded by friends, has a lot of energy, and Coqui Nieto is a good friend of John Sanz. Yeah. So to spend time together, I think it's easier. But they went to the beach in Barcelona. I mean, they were not even a team, and they went to the beach to spend some time. They're good friends. That plus what Nico said, conquering 2 titles, including a finals, beating Cuello and Tapia, I think that's a reason why they decided to go for a second chance.
That's a fair point. Can I rewind for a second here, because I want to get your thoughts about my favorite team ever, LeBron Galan. And what did you think of that breakup when it happened? And did you see it coming? Should it have happened?
Move on, man.
No!
I remember that tournament in Qatar, because that was the first one that I was covering with Rebel. And it didn't surprise me a lot, because during that week, there was a lot of rumors. Oh, this might happen. It can happen. Is it true? Is it not true? But then after what happened in the match with Yanguas and Garrido, everything exploded. And I have a fun story with that, because I was interviewing Cuello and Tapia after their match. I don't know if it was in the semifinals or in the quarterfinals, but the announcement happened during the match. So I go to Arturo and I tell him, hey, this just happened. Galan and LeBron are splitting up. And he said, no, Gonza, that's not true. Yes, I promise. It's actually true. And then the next day I interview him again, and he said, you were right. It's crazy. It's actually happening. It was a big surprise and a fun story, because I remember the reaction from Arturo Cuello not really believing it.
That's crazy.
I also remember, I think Cuello was like talking about the partnership, like, yeah, they're gonna be fine later. Like, they're gonna make up. They love each other. There's too much love there, but
there is love, which is why there's so much, I think, tension.
I guess so.
Nico, what did you think of the breakup when it happened?
I think it had to happen sooner or later. I think
Really, it had to happen. You think?
I mean, it had to happen in the sense that, what Gonza said earlier, like how intense a paddle relationship is, if you can call it a relationship. Like you are seeing these people more than like your girlfriend, your parents, your siblings, your friends, and they spent 4 full seasons together, man. Like that's no joke. It's one of the longest partnerships ever, especially like in the modern era and these days, like how often people split up. Like we can talk about the drama and how one blames one person for this and that and the other, but at some point, like, a partnership just runs its course, and 4 years is longer than pretty much, if apart from maybe Chingoto and Tello, and now we'll have Cuello and Tapia for a 4th season, but 4 full years, and 3 of them being number ones of the world. I mean, hats off. But when the success, it didn't really bleed out because they were still winning tournaments. But when you get usurped as the number one of the world, maybe they thought, okay, now it's just time for a new challenge. Like, we just got to start fresh, both of us. But yeah, I don't buy into the drama as much as people like to do on social media and stuff.
Very interesting.
I'm gonna put it this way, guys, for you. You, Yousef, you love Haroon, for example. You love him. But imagine working every day, 2 times a day, traveling together, sleeping together, working together. If the job is not going well, you're not gonna get money, you're not gonna get sponsors, and that for 4 years, every day, eating, having breakfast all the time together. At some point, you're gonna say, "Yes, Haroon, it's so good with you, but maybe I need a change."
No, maybe. I think for sure, for sure we will need a change. We already sometimes kill each other playing just for friendly.
I didn't
friendly
even live it. I didn't even live it, and I heard Gonza saying, "I'm like, I need a break."
But especially like the first 2 years, especially, well, 2.5 maybe, because of that was how it was in Spain. It was during COVID, man. Like during COVID, obviously no crowds, and you weren't allowed to see anyone. Like you couldn't have your partner over. It was just you and your paddle partner and your coach. That's it.
Rough.
Like no distraction. Like it's very, very intense. Like and in Spain, I think it didn't change until halfway through 2022 or something like that. Like it went on for a long time.
Yeah, that's a really good point that we forget. But Gonza, I want to come to you here because you were there because we're talking about partnerships and Nico saying 4 years, like that's too long. And then basically 2 sentences that were said when you were interviewing Cuello and Tapia in the Mexico major, when he said, if he leaves me, I'm retiring. And then Tapia says, yeah, I want to retire with him. And he says, if you leave me, I'm going to retire. When you hear those sentences, are you like, okay, these guys they're just living in the moment? Or is that something like, that's probably going to happen?
Yeah, that's happening 100%. Unless something crazy happens, I don't see Tapia and Cuello playing with anyone else. Wow. For example, when you talk about Juan Martín Díaz and Fernando Velasteguín, they were successful. They were probably one of the best teams ever, if not the best. But the relationship, everyone knows that it was not ideal. It was not perfect. Here, with Cuello and Tapia, they're good friends. They love each other. They're calling themselves brothers. And that's crazy. I mean, the way they're playing, they're only 23 and 26, I think. They're young. They have 5 years, 10 years playing together. And if the results are there, if they keep winning championships, why would you go with anyone else? I think they're going to play for more than 10 years together.
Wow. And they said this from the start as well. I think something that we also cannot forget is that even after their first match that they played ever, which was in Abu Dhabi at the start of the 23 season, where they barely beat Javi Barona and Javi Garcia, I think it was 2 tie breaks. Even in the post-match interview then, they said, listen, we played horribly. About themselves, they said this, but they said, even if the results don't come, this is a long-term project. Like, we are not planning on leaving each other, not now, not mid-season, not at the end of the year. This is a long-term project. And obviously the success did come. I mean, I think they didn't lose their first match until June or something like that. But this is something that they've had clear since the start, right? I think that's also quite important to take into account here.
Which feels ancient, compared to the tour right now. It's not said at all by many players.
It's a great point, because in the bad times, remember they also one of the interviews that I think Cuello did, and he said after the losses the hugs are longer. And to me, it's a statement like that, just like that proves like this is not something like, oh, it's based on results. This is a relationship that's really built for like the long haul.
The bad times, right? Like the
bad times, losing in a final set to Chingalan.
No, against Coburgo.
All right,
in the final of a major. Yeah, such bad times. So sad.
It's so crazy, because Cuello and Tapia have set a standard that no one can reach, and Chingoto and Galan making it to basically every single final they play. People are like, ooh, time to break up.
I think they need to lose 6 months, 6 consecutive months to anybody start to think, oh, maybe they should deserve a change.
But like Gonza makes a great point. It doesn't look like it's happening. But
who would you want it to happen? Would you say that? Like, I'm so interested in their dynamics, and especially like in the changeovers and encore. Would you say that Tapia is more like the leader of this group? I mean, he is a little bit older. Or would you say that it changes and like there's no clear leader of this team? How do you see their partnership?
Nico, you, me?
Yeah, no, I was thinking about this as you were asking this. I think Cuello's definitely the louder one in terms of the one who speaks more. But I think Cuello himself says that Tapia is more of the guy who who leads by example. He's not as vocal as Coelho is, but I think Tapia is the one who does sort of set the standard in training, who does sort of lead by example. And I think in that way he might be a leader, but not in like the classic vocal and shouty way. But I think even I'm trying to remember, because I think I remember Coelho saying that he sees Tapia as the leader as well.
Very interesting.
For me, the thing is that Coelho has a personality. He's only 23, but he has the personality and the maturity of a guy that is 30, 35. And that's why probably it looks like he's the leader, because whenever he gives an interview, he does it. And it's very interesting to hear. And Tapia is more shy. But whenever you break the barrier with Tapia and you know the real Tapia, the Agustin and not the Tapia, he's also a really cool guy. And as Nico said, he's an example. He trains more than anyone. He is very professional. It's hard to tell. And in some matches, you see how Arturo's playing better and tries to encourage Tapia. But in some others, you see Tapia playing better and Coelho not really finding it. And he's the one pushing Arturo back to the game. It's a mix. Depends on the situation, I would say.
Yeah.
I feel like Tapia has really high EQ because like he's usually like a calm guy, but when he decides to be vocal, like that's the right time. When he Arturo, like he's trying to get something fired up inside Arturo, and I guess that speaks to your point that Agustin, he has another level from inside, which makes him a leader.
Yeah. Well, I'm still stuck on El Regreso. Is that ever going to happen, guys? Is there any chance? Someone give me hope. Gonza.
Gonza's shaking his head.
Nico, give me hope.
No. I wish I could say yes, but no. Zero.
Never, ever?
Maybe
Zero? Nico, is it zero?
I mean,
Maybe for Spain playing in the World Championships again, but as a pair,
yeah.
Not even
I mean,
like
they
10
played
years?
together at the World Championships, right?
yeah, they did.
Yeah,
They did,
lost.
right? Yeah. But on like full time, I mean, I'll say just because that I'll say non 0% chance, but I'd say like 0.0001. Like I just don't see it ever happening again.
That's actually worse, Nico. Don't say that.
I think it's time to move on, guys.
All right, well, I have moved on. I'm on the burger now. I'm fully invested in it. All right, I love their aggressive style. Nico, can Le Burger compete for world number one?
They could, but I will
There you
need
go.
to see some progression. I think especially Leo Augsburg, obviously he's super young and his potential is incredibly high, but I think Augsburger does still have quite a long way to go, especially in his, I think his decision making can improve. I think his everything that's not a smash basically can improve. I mean, the kid's hugely confident. I mean, his ability is obvious, but I think he actually reminds me a little bit of Tapia when he was a lot younger. I mean, we know Tapia now as who he is now, but Tapia used to be quite an inconsistent player back in the day who'd have like a massive tournament and followed up by a tournament where you'd barely recognize him. I think the sooner he can take that next step, which is maturity, which is consistency, the better. But that's something that you just kind of cannot predict. It's something that's going to come with age and by surrounding yourself with the right people. And hopefully, like LeBron, as the champion that he is, can kind of guide him in that and be a bit of a mentor. I mean, their ceiling is super high. Their ceiling is definitely, in terms of ability, is definitely number one. But it's just all those intangibles and the fighting spirit and the togetherness that we talked about with Chingan and Coelho and Tapia that I will need to see from them.
Yeah. Gonza, what about you?
I'm going to start with a funny story in Acapulco. It was the first tournament from Le Burger. And in the first days, when we go with the Red Bull team, we have the media day. So we get to talk to the players and we interview them.
I know what's going.
So we did an interview with LeBron and Augsburger. And after we finish, I usually take a picture. And they said, okay, yes, let's do it. Let's take a picture with the future number ones. LeBron said, yeah, let's take the picture with the future number ones. This being said, I think they can be the number ones, but I don't think they can do it next season. If they survive in 2026 and Leoksburger keeps improving and they really find their DNA, they way of playing together as Leburger, maybe in the future that can happen. But I think they need time, and you cannot afford losing 5 tournaments like they will probably early in the 2026 season by just learning how to be a team. If they survive, if they manage the way to control the emotions and understand each other, and they go through a year, I think in 2027 maybe yes we can see something more from Leburger. I think that they can win 2-3 tournaments. I think they can be a team that beats Chingalan and Coello Tapia in a good day, because they are two really good players and they can win tournaments. But for being a number one, you need to be regular. You need to be consistent. And I don't think Leburger have that yet.
This is an opinion I have. I don't know if you guys agree or not, but let me know. Like, I think this is the first time that Augsburger and LeBron are playing with another player beside them that they think could be better. Like, I feel like LeBron always felt like he's the alpha. Same thing with Augsburger. This is the first time where, like, maybe this guy next to me is slightly better. So they're, like, nervous. I don't think they were ever nervous of making a mistake before, worrying fear of making a mistake. Maybe this is the first time. I think I personally saw it a bit in these last few tournaments. Do you agree, or my wild statement here?
I'm gonna disagree there in the sense that I think that, like, these are two guys that believe in themselves so much, which you have to.
Okay.
Like, you have to truly believe that you are either a future number one or are the best at what you do. I think that both of these guys carry themselves, like you said, they're such alphas that I think they do carry themselves in a way where they think no matter who they're playing against on the court, they always think, I'm the best player on this court. Whether it's actually true or not, they like believe that in their heart of hearts.
Okay. Interesting. Gonza, any thoughts?
I think I understand your point. I think I know what
I do understand you as well, but, you know.
Yeah.
And it can work. I mean, the moment they believe it and the moment they have a good match, they can beat anyone. That's for sure. And I don't see the rest of the teams beating the top twos multiple times in a season. I do see Leburger with a chance of doing so.
But Nico,
The thing is that for these teams and winning a tournament, you don't only have to beat one of them. You got to go back to back. That's a thing. That's a problem.
Rough. Very, very rough.
And you're also like 2 years. You're 2 years behind. Well, in Coello Tapia's case, you're 3 years behind. With Chingalan's case, you're 2 years behind of like chemistry and experience together and know-how. I mean, it's a lot of ground you have to make up very quickly.
Yeah. But you guys both said, like, you see the potential. And Gonza, you said maybe 2027. Nico, you said that Leo has to improve a few things. Did LeBron maybe make the call too soon to Leo?
Interesting. I mean, maybe he did call him as soon as he did because he wanted to get as many reps as possible heading into the offseason as well. I think that was probably a part of it, getting a few tournaments under your belt together before going into the winter, getting on the training court and like sharpening your weapons. I wouldn't say it's too soon. I mean, Augsburger has proven already that he can win. That, I mean, he's beaten Coello and Tapia with multiple partners in the same season, which I don't think anyone else has done in the last year. So
in history.
Yeah, you know, it's a way to work a stat in again. But but I don't think it's too soon. No, I think this is like the moment for Augsburger to step up to the big time and be like, all right, I'm not just a prospect anymore. I'm a world champion with Argentina. I'm a tournament winner. This is my stage. This is my time.
Yeah. Gonza, you said
I believe that. Yeah, no, Leo for me was born for greatness. And the guy has showed that he can win good matches, important matches. He was the one closing the World Championship with Tino Libac and beating Paquito Navarro and Yanguas. He was the one beating Coello Tapia, Stupa Lebron, and Chingalan in multiple times in the season. He is the one that got a championship with Martín Dineno in Madrid. He can provide you great moments. He is the one that has the chance and the talent to do it. But the thing is, it happens every 3-4 months. The moment he gets consistent, he works on the things of his game that actually need to improve, and gets to that level, Galan, the Tapia intensity and control, he's going to be a different player. But for the moment, I don't see Leo at that level. This being said, I think LeBron made the right call, the right choice. Leo Augsburger is a special player. The way he hits the ball, the smash that Leo has, it's something unreal.
Yeah, agree.
I want to take some credit because I was calling for this for about 1.5 years.
And it happened.
Yeah, I waited about 18 months, but it happened.
You also called for Augsburger Galan.
Yes, I did call for that. What do you think about that? Max
You can explain me
firepower.
that?
Just max firepower. Just super aggressive max firepower. Don't hold anything back. Anything that's up
And
in
who
the air, you
plays on the
smash
right?
it. Of course, Galan, because he's more talented.
Right. Okay. You be the one. I'd like to see you be the one to like ring up Galan and be like, Ale, you're playing on the right. See how that goes.
Yeah. It doesn't make a lot much
thing
But
sense.
no, but he did say it though. Didn't he say that in one of his interviews?
He said that. He said maybe you switch on the other
The
side.
only move is a
He
move
said-
to the right.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what you would say.
Yeah, he said something like that. But the thing is, I don't think it's just because he's less aggressive or anything. But I think because he is superior defensively.
He's so complete. Yeah, that's why.
He is amazing defensively. He doesn't get enough credit, in my opinion, how good of a defensive player he is.
Of course.
Like we had that debate last year before the Chingalan came together. Paquito, like who's gonna win that partnership, Paquito LeBron or Chingalan? But I think there was a consensus that Galan has much better.
Paquito LeBron won that breakup. It's a joke, of course.
Yeah, but it's amazing, anyways. Having these conversations, it's fun. But guys, like we had a lot of insane partnerships that were super exciting. We had obviously the headline was Paulo Jose Maria and Bea Gonzalez teaming up together, which absolute fire. But what new partnerships are you more excited to see, like on the men's and women's side? Like, what are you excited for?
Definitely, I'm going to go with Bea and Paulita Jose Maria. I don't know if it was you guys saying that it can be like Coelho and Tapia on the women's side. The Paulita Jose Maria and Bea Gonzalez.
Yes. I think Yousef said that.
Yeah.
I think it's actually something that can happen in a very similar way. The power from Paulita Jose Maria as a lefty, the mentality, knowing that she was a number one and that she wants to do it again. And Bea, a fit Bea. And the way she played the last 3-4 tournaments, just imagine if she can play like that next to Paulita Jose Maria, which is a much more aggressive player compared to Claudia Fernandez. That's going to be insane. It's going to be entertaining to watch, Bea and Paula.
How about anybody on the men's side? Anybody that you're excited to see on the men's side?
On the men's side, I don't know if I'm going to choose a team, but I'm going to say that this could be the season where finally, and Nico's going to be happy with this, Tino Livac explodes.
Oh,
Nico, you're a big Tino guy?
I'm a huge Tino believer.
Me too. Me too,
Probably
by the
maybe
way.
a bit too much, but I mean, that he is special, man. I think he's a special talent. That's a regreso that we might see with him and Augsburg in the future. Who knows?
Ooh.
But I think Tino Libac is due for a breakout season. Let's hope he stays healthy first and foremost.
Yeah.
But yeah, since the minute I first saw him, which was I think when he got a wild card in Buenos Aires back in 22 with Augsburger, straight away I thought he was the better one of the two, and I think that's the future number one right there.
Whoa.
That's
Nico,
so
let me
cool.
just say music to my ears, Nico, because me and
Now you
Haroon
have
one
the
day we
clip.
were.
You can post it.
You have it? 'Cause-
We've been debating this. Like since they both came on, we've been fighting over who's better, Augsburger or Libac.
It's been
And
ongoing
honestly,
for 3 years.
we've been winning because Augsburger has been doing much better. I mean, Libac's a bit unlucky.
World Cup.
When they won the World Cup, it was a win for both of us because they both.
Tino Libac carried them over.
That
He
was
did.
a
He
win.
did.
Yeah, that was
He
a
did.
win for
He did.
Tino. Augsburger
He
was
did,
injured.
but Augsburger was
Tino-
injured. He was injured, and he on one leg. He carried them to the finish line as well.
Yeah. I mean, listen, there's not a lot of us on Dino Island, I think, right now. But I think
But
this
he's
is a
great.
good time to invest.
It is a good time.
So now I know. So me and Nico are on that island. Does anyone want to join?
We love
have
Nico.
space.
We love Nico. We love Tino.
I think everybody's on the Tino island.
No,
It's just
Tino is a superstar.
He is a superstar.
He is a superstar.
Just not above
he's not above
Ausberger.
Ausberger.
He is. He's
Sorry,
good.
sorry, Nico, but he. Yeah.
Who
He's
does
not-
Tino? Then who does Tino need next to him right now, Nico, to get to the next level?
Ooh, nice one.
Good question. I mean, I think Tino is a very good mix of like an old school drive player and a modern drive player in the sense that he does have like the fundamental tools, but he also he can be super aggressive, as we saw when he played with Augsburger. I'd like to see him paired with someone I mean, when he played with Garrido, that was kind of the partnership that I thought that could be a good one on paper. But I'd like to see him maybe play with someone who is on the aggressive side, but also someone who is, I think more importantly than aggressive, someone who's really athletic, who can help him in covering a lot of court. I think someone like that, like a Goki-like player, someone who plays a bit like him, that would be very good for Tino right now.
Gonza, anyone in mind that could partner well with Tino?
In the future, maybe Stupa Livac can work.
That's a
Love
great. That's a great partnership.
I was in the beginning of the season when we were talking about a Chingalan breakup. I thought maybe a Galan Tino because I'm a big Tino guy, as you know.
Wow, Galan Tino.
Or just
I
put
think
Tino-
you're a bigger Tino guy than me then. I mean, to be fair, like it could have been a bit like Gemma and Claudia last year, right? I mean, in that sense,
Yeah.
I get you.
But Tino could just go play on the left, and then you just put Cardona.
Ooh.
And then Caruana.
Yeah,
You want to move players from one side to the other.
I don't think you guys realize how difficult it is to switch sides. Like it's. I spoke once to Lucia Sainz about this, who obviously started her career on the left and then moved to the right. And she said it took her about 2.5 years to like fully transition. Like it takes a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember in 2023 when Paquito tried to make the change with Teo? And it was like a
On the
complete
right side,
disaster.
it didn't work.
Yeah.
I remember Lebron as well playing a
Won a
couple
title.
tournaments with Ineno on the back end. They won a title, yes, but it was not the same. Lebron is not the same on the back end than on the
A lot
right
of
side.
pairs weren't there.
Delphi played a couple tournaments on the back end, reaching a final in Paris, but it's just not the same.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just feels like some of these players are just too good not to succeed. So like on paper, it feels like it makes sense, but I guess when it happens in reality,
LeBron does make it look easy.
LeBron makes it super easy.
They
You
do.
just-
They do. No, I mean, they're good players. They're superstars and they have the shot. So obviously, it's not going to be like us playing paddle. You know, it's going to be okay. But
Speak
to
for
win
yourself.
tournaments, to go there and perform the way they do on the other side, it's different.
Then how about like any teams that Nico that you're excited to see?
I mean, yeah, I think the Paula Bea one is the obvious one. I think more than anything, for me, Paula is mentally, her and Coelho are the two best players on tour. And I think that is something that Bea Gonzalez very, very much needs. And I think Paula, in that sense, is someone who should get the best out of her. But apart from that, I mean, there were whispers, weren't there, of Ari with Ustero. I mean, that's another pair that has such a high ceiling. It jury's out on what will happen there, but those two, I mean, they are hugely exciting. This is a great time to get in, especially with women's paddle, with everything changing and everyone chopping and changing.
Yeah. It's gonna be super exciting this new season.
Then the Barcelona Masters final just ended. Is there anyone that you guys see making it next year to the tournament that didn't make it this year?
Ooh.
I think Pablo Cardona will be back with the injury. He will be back and he's going to have an amazing season. Javi Garrido can be there as well. I mean, he didn't have a great start of the season, but at the end he was picking up some points.
Yeah.
Maybe a surprise. Let's go with Tino Libac. Why not?
Oh.
We're all on the Tino Island.
I think
But next
Goinaga
to-
should make the jump as well. I
Goinaga,
don't know if
they were close.
yeah, they were very close, but I mean, for me, Goinaga has the best smash on the women's tour. Hugely explosive player, has a lot of tools, has a lot of weapons. She should be there next season.
Very nice.
Then I need someone to answer this question for me because I can't think of an answer. Like Garrido and Campagnolo, they were having Campagnolo was having an okay season. Garrido was having a really bad season. And then what they were doing together really, like, you could argue they were on their way up to becoming like, okay, a top 5 team from how good they were playing. Why in the world did they decide to end it?
I think the answer is quite simple in the sense that Garrido is back with Bergamini, right? And with him, he is a top 8 seed. And I think it's that cut and dry, to be honest.
And they were a good team.
I was very disappointed as well because I love Campa and Garrido together. I mean, personality-wise, they are just box office, aren't they? They are one of those pairs when you see them against the top seed and you think, something might happen here. Like in Mexico against LeBron and Augsburger, that was such a fun game to watch. Me and
That
Gonza
might
were
be the
both
best
watching
match,
that
actually.
one.
That
we
one
were
was
both.
that competing for the match of the year with the Tour Finals final.
Because you need to add to it the Mexican crowd.
Yeah.
Was
the crowd
insane.
was so
The
good.
shaking.
Yeah.
It was shaking. Our TVs were shaking over here.
No, it's a real shame, isn't it? Campagnolo, by the way, another player who switched sides a few years ago. But who is Campa with again next year?
With Jairo Bautista.
Jairo.
Oh, right, yeah, with Jairo Batista. I mean, who knows? I think Campa and Garrido might go back together at some point again. But I agree with you that I was very disappointed to see them go their separate ways. I love them.
The thing is that a lot of players are taking decisions because of the ranking, and the ranking is cruel. If you can avoid a top seed until the quarterfinals, you just do it. If you're in the top 8, that's a huge advantage. Because then, if you're number 9 or number 10, maybe you face Coyo Tapia in the first round, and then you start falling in the rankings, and it's not easy to go back again. So the moment you get a call from Bergamini and you have the chance to be within the top 8 and to at least secure a good chance to making it to the quarterfinals, then you have to take it, and it's understandable because you're basically assuming that you're gonna get X amount of points for a fact, or at least you're facing teams that should be worse than you.
Yeah.
But
I never understood why they broke up, honestly. Bergarrido were awesome together also.
Yeah, but Gonza, to that point, like if there's a new partnership and they believe in themselves and they believe that they're going to be a great team, shouldn't that belief in that potential offset wanting to go up and get these ranking points?
You would think.
It should, but at the same time, the sport works a lot with money, sponsors, the money you make from the tournaments, and
Makes sense.
it was like that a few years ago, and people used to believe in long-term relationships, and you gotta love it because you become a fan from the team. But now it's changing all the time, and that's because they need to make money, they need to make points, and the sponsors are asking for that. If you make it to the top 20, you have a bonus. If you make it to the top 15, another bonus, and they're more acting, as Sanjo said multiple times, as it was a sport that it's played on pairs, but it's an individual sport, and everyone is thinking on their money, their points, their own business, and that's why we see so many changes, and the reason why they don't believe in long-term pairs only if you're in the top 4, top 3, top 2, because you know it's working and you know that you will have a chance to win.
Yeah.
We had an interview with the head coach of the Swedish national team, David Howe, and he told us like this exact point, Gonza, that like it to you, it's a team sport, but it's actually an individual sport because it's separate rankings, right? You have your ranking, I have my ranking. We're not stuck together. So that's a great point. Great point.
It's
Former colleague of mine, David.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Used to commentate with him, yeah.
Wow.
No way.
Awesome guy.
Yeah, really nice guy.
Yeah.
Fun. I wish I could have joined you. Would be nice to hear. Anyways, you want to ask the question about Bea?
I want to ask a question about Chingo.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Put you guys on the spot.
okay.
At the moment, Chingo or LeBron?
What? Just if they play 1-on-1 or
Who would you
what
take?
is-
Who's the better player at the moment, Chingo or LeBron?
It's so circumstantial, isn't it? Like if it hugely depends on who you pair them up with. I think Chingo, in what he has with Galan, when he has someone next to him like Galan, who, what did he have Gonza in the finals? Like 49 winners or whatever it was. Like it was a ridiculous
48.
number. Yeah,
48 winners.
In that context, I think Chingo is like the best fit you can have when you have someone next to you who can just finish everything. But if it's not that, then I would still take LeBron, because LeBron just is such a Swiss Army knife. He has everything. He can be offensive, defensive. But in the context of having a finisher like Galan, I would rather put someone like Chingoto maybe next to him.
Very nice diplomatic answer.
For me, if I have to choose today, I choose Chingo. But I think that LeBron has a biggest legacy in the sport. The legacy from LeBron and the way he changed the sport next to Galan was something amazing to witness. And everyone says it. LeBron and Galan changed the sport. But now, Chingo, without having 180 or big, body and weapons, he managed to be within the top 4, being the second seeds with Galan, playing amazing, challenging Coelho with all the weapons, with a Vibora, with a consistency on the volleys, with the lobs he plays. He's the classical right side player, and I would choose Fede Chingoto today.
I love that because
We've been having a debate.
I love that style of play. Like I love that Galan Chingoto style of play. Like so I love that he's fighting to keep it.
I just think that like LeBron, you can't talk about how historic Juan LeBron is. But I've been watching him recently. I feel like he can be like amazing one set and 0-1 4 stars, and then in the next set you find him missing returns, missing lobs. Chingo brings that consistency at the moment. I think LeBron doesn't have, which is why I would pick Chingo also.
Then, go ahead, Nico. Sorry.
No. I what I do think with LeBron is that he is, when you watch him live especially, I don't think there's any other player where you get the sense that they have more sort of control over where they can put the ball. The way he can like put it exactly where he wants it, double glass, chiquita, play it parallel, play it cross. I don't think there's anyone in the world who's better at that than Juan LeBron. But the way Chingoto is playing, like especially this season, it's hard to argue against.
Yeah,
it's hard.
That's an amazing point, because LeBron, because we were watching him at the new Giza P2, and I right behind the glass, and I'm watching, and I'm only focused on him. And it's as if he has the ball on a thread,
Yeah,
he's
it's
exactly where he
man.
wants the ball to go. It goes exactly there. So, I agree with you there.
Very good point. Then here's another question for you guys. Gonza, what did you think of Bea leaving Claudia after dominating essentially the top 2 pairs for the past couple months of the season? What did you think about that?
I think that Gemma and Delphi will be very happy. Gemma and Delphi will be very happy. It was the only team that managed to find a way to play them. I think it's something that Bea needed to do. I think that Claudia Fernandez is a great player. She's a superstar and she'll be a number 1. She proved that she can win tournaments with Gemma, and she won 6 tournaments with Bea this season, including a major, a P1, a P2, and the finals. So there's nothing wrong or negative we can say about Claudia Fernandez. But Paulita Jose Maria has the number 1 mentality. She's a lefty. She's much more aggressive. And the way Bea plays and the way Paula plays with a player like that, I think they can be serious contenders for the number 1s. So that's why I understand the decision by Bea.
Yeah.
Nico, I didn't feel like she had to do that. I felt like they're on course to be world number 1. She didn't have to leave Claudia.
I think she is giving up potential for someone who is a completely finished article, and I'll go one further. I think that they are favorites to be number 1 next season, Paula and Bea. Honestly, when you look at how complete they both are, I think what the maybe the slight shortcoming was for Fernandez and Gonzalez was that if Bea didn't have her best match in terms of producing winners, then they were massively handicapped. And if you play with Paula, you still have someone who has so many winners in her arsenal that you still retain that. And I mean, I cannot stress enough the mental side of it. Like, Jose Maria is such a mentality monster. Like, it's honestly something that never ceases to amaze me, especially when you compare her to 4 years ago, maybe. I get why, because they've won 3 tournaments in a row here to end the season. I get why people are surprised. But at the same time, I fully understand the decision as well from Bea's point of view. I think Paula's the ideal partner for her. And it will be interesting to see her play with the lefty as well.
Yeah.
So are we saying that you guys both have Bea and Paula Jose Maria as your world number ones by the end of next year? Gonza, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, let's go with a yes.
Ooh.
Let's go with a yes. Yes,
Nico.
I think they can do it. I think it can be a real challenge for Gemma and Delphi.
I think, I think so too. I honestly think so too, especially with the way that Bea plays Gemma. She plays Gemma incredibly well because she's so unpredictable. And Paula Jose Maria is just a champion. I think they are the favorites for number one, next season. Absolutely.
Something that I think might be flying under the radar a bit, because I think the big stories were Aria and Paula, and they had success, and then they left each other, and then Bea and Claudia were having their success. Gemma and Delphi haven't been winning for a while now. Is that something?
Since Rotterdam.
Yeah, this is compared to what they were doing in the beginning of the season. So is there questions there? Okay, if this thing's not working in the beginning of the season, we might be moving on, or is this a long-term thing?
Time will tell. Time will tell. I mean, I haven't.
They're struggling.
I haven't seen a lot of moments. I've never thought to myself like, "Hang on, something is fundamentally wrong here." I think it's just natural that at the end of the season, you've got what you were there to do, and just the level of competition raised quite a lot as well at the end of the season. Like Ari and Paolo are back, Bea and Claudia were playing better than ever. I think that's quite natural, and I expect Triay and Brea at the start of next season to be back to what we saw at the start of this year.
Yeah, just the fatigue.
Also, if you look at the numbers on the men's side, you only have 2 teams winning championships, fighting for titles. On the women's side, you have 3. And obviously that means that you have more teams winning titles, or at least being a real challenge. But if you look at the big tournaments, 3 of the 4 majors, it was Gemma and Delphi winning, no doubts. Yeah. Then they made it to the finals in Mexico, and they made it to the finals, if I'm not wrong, in Kuwait, or semifinals. It looks like whenever they choose the calendar, for some reason, in the special tournaments, in the big tournaments, the one giving more points, they play better. And that's why there's such a big gap now in the rankings between them and the rest.
Yeah.
Gemma Triay, I mean, we're talking about Paula and about Bea, but Gemma Triay is maybe the GOAT in paddle. Mm-hmm. You can put the big names like Carolina Navarro, Marta Marrero, Ale Salazar, but Gemma Triay has to be there in the top 3, top 4. She is the queen of the sport. The mentality that she has, even if she doesn't have the shots from Bea, for example, she doesn't have a crazy smash or a nice víbora, but she has something special. She's been there up in the rankings for so long. And Delphi is really aggressive, manages the pressure of becoming the number 1 in Argentina with all what comes with it. We cannot say it's a guaranteed number 1 for Bea and Paula, because Gemma and Delphi, even if they're not winning titles, they are amazingly good.
Tell you what, by the way, we haven't mentioned them at all, but Marta Ortega and Martina Calvo, look out.
Yeah.
Ooh, spicy team, Nico. Spicy team.
Look out. Look out. They're going to win 1 or 2 titles, I think.
Ooh. Okay.
That's also low-key spicy take that you're making right here. Live on the Padel Pulse Podcast.
Nico's giving you all the reels, all the highlights.
You've
you're
given us some.
You're giving some spicy takes as well, or really nice stuff.
I'm just clip farming, guys. I'm just
Good farming, aura farming as well. It's been
that's
it's
what
been
Gonza
does. Well, guys, I want to ask a question here because this is two guys that have meshed well, super well, I would say, with the Premier Padel Tour, which is Tolito and Gonza. These guys, you obviously, Gonza, you have experience with these guys. Like, they came in, it was a big question, are they going to be able to participate with the Premier Padel Tour? But right now, they're ranked 19 and 20. Tolito's 19, Gonza is 20. They're on the top of the game right now, and there's without a shadow of a doubt, these guys are here. So thoughts on them and how they've been able to do that so far? Gonza, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, in my personal case, I'm not surprised because I saw these players before. Everyone was mentioning them or talking about them. Not only Tolito Aguirre and Gonza Alfonso, but also players like Juani de Pascual, like Maxi Arce. Like we haven't seen a lot from Franco Del Bianco as well. But the top four in A1, the top four, top five, they were great players, and I think that everyone was not really considering them because obviously the overall quality of the tour is the difference is massive. But I was not surprised. I think that Tolito, Gonza, Juani de Pascual, Maxi Arce can be there. They can be in the quarterfinals. I don't see them in the semis or even fighting for titles, but they are decent players, and I'm not surprised to see them in the quarterfinals. Tolito is a showman. It's always fun to see Tolito, the way he plays, the way he moves the ball, and Gonza Alfonso has always also that magical touch. He's known as the inventor of the impossible shots for a reason. They're fun to watch and very talented, and I'm not surprised at all to see them performing well.
For me, the best one out of those lot is Arce, from what I've seen. I mean, I've not seen them as much as Gonza from the A1 days, but Arce is the one that like properly impressed me out of them.
Yeah, he was playing with Stupa as well.
A lefty.
Yeah.
We had a discussion when he played the Super. Like, should he actually just leave LeBron and move to Maxi Arce from how good he looked? But if you go look back, him and Pablo Lijo, every single tournament they played, I think they were coming from the qualies for like 3 tournaments in a row, and they make it and they beat the seeded players and they move on and they lose to one of the top seeds. But it's like Maxi Arce is one of those guys. Also, I agree with you, Nico. He might be one of those guys that could do something special in a tournament or something next year.
Maybe he makes the tour finals. Who knows? Maybe he's a surprise player. Who knows?
Who knows? Well, guys, also another super fun team that we have interviewed before as well, the Deus brothers, with Miguel and Nuno Deus. These are amazing players as well because, you know, like the dominant countries are obviously Spain and Argentina, and then you have Brazil playing around a bit there. But not like somebody coming from a different place, so like Portugal, it was exciting to see how they transitioned from tennis. This was a super amazing interview that we did with them, where they told us about their journey. So what do you guys think about them?
First of all, I think it's important to have players from different countries. That helps a lot to grow the community and the internationality of the sport, which is great. And then the fact that they moved from tennis to paddle so quick and they're competing at the highest level, it's quite impressive. Both of them, they have really good shots. They have the lob, they have the smash. I think they are the full package of paddle coming from tennis, which is insane to think about, and happy again to have more flags, more nationalities from Portugal, from Brazil, from the US in the future. That it's what it needs to happen to be even more international, because now it's only Argentina and Spain. So to have players like that, we're happy.
Yeah.
Preach. Obviously, me being from Holland, I always root for the players. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, those guys are. I don't think we'll see any Dutch players competing anytime soon. But the Deus brothers are a curious one, aren't they? Because they're one of those pairs, I think, that will always play up but also play down to their competition. Like, they'll give someone like Chingaran a real game, but then they'll also struggle to beat a qualifier, for example, or even lose against them in the first round. But I mean, if they stick together, which they most probably will, given, you know, they are brothers, obviously, and they have all their sponsorships together and all that,
like you guys.
Like you guys, yeah. They should only grow from here. I mean, it's cool. It's very cool to have more Portuguese representation. We've got a lot of Italians coming up now as well, don't we, Gonza? And yeah, I mean, it's only going to get more and more international from here.
Yeah. I think they provide hope for, countries outside of Spain and Argentina. The fact that they've been playing since 2018. Before that, they were playing tennis, which is so it's crazy. It really is a crazy story that they've been on. Well, guys, thank you for your time. We've had an awesome conversation. But right now, we want to do one of our favorite segments that we do on the episode, and that is overreaction or not. So I'm going to tell you guys a statement, and you guys tell me, is this an overreaction or is it not? Okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Okay, first one. Gonza, let me come to you first. Paddles should have a transfer window at least twice or 3 times a year. Overreaction or not?
No, it's not an overreaction. I think it can happen, and I think they're considering it. From the FIB, wow. They mentioned it. I don't know who was it, but they said it's something that we can apply in the future, not now, but it can happen to, give the players the time to actually go with a transfer. And also for the drama and the stories around it, it would help. But at the same time, if I was a player and I'm not happy with a person for whatever reason and I need a change, it feels unfair not to let the players do it. Yeah. Maybe I don't know if a window transfer or a maximum of players that you can share the court with. Let's say you can have 3 or 4 pairs in a season maximum, but only having that window, it's kind of tricky because what happens if there's an injured player?
Yeah.
What happens if a woman player leaves because she wants to form a family? There's a lot of things around it that if you only put a window, it can be tricky. But if you say 3 or 4 a season, maybe it's better.
We could have
exceptions. I'll go overreaction as well.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I think this is something that sounds very good on paper, but once you actually start thinking about it and think logistics, like it kind of falls apart. I mean, I agree with the sentiment that it's like it can be, especially in the men's, like borderline impossible to keep track of all the changes and who plays what tournament with who. But this is one of those things I think that we'll just kind of have to accept that is a part of paddle. So I'll go overreaction.
Okay. Then, Nico, I'm coming to you for this one. Paddle is an indoor sport. Overreaction or not?
Overreaction. Paddle is lovely when it's outdoors. I mean, in a country where it rains 11 months a year, I usually play indoors. But outdoor paddle, I think, is arguably better in the sense that there's just that new elements to the game. The wind, the sunshine, and obviously the conditions are the same for everyone, so you can't blame it if you're one player or the other. I love the unpredictability of an outdoor tournament, so I'll go overreaction.
Okay. Gonza?
Same, overreaction, not only because I like outdoor paddle, but also if we only go indoors, then we don't play at Roland Garros, then we don't play at the Foro Italico, then we don't play at the big stadium in Mexico, then we don't play in different magical places that are a gift to the sport. I can agree that maybe it should be 70% indoor and 30% outdoor, but not 100% because you lose a chance to be in special places. And the sport is growing so much, and we have the gift and the chance and the privilege to play there, so we cannot stop it just because we want to play
outdoors, guys. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, but then you have players come out and Bergamini, John Sands, they're like, it should be an indoor sport. So that's why we're asking. We agree 70%, with you guys also.
Yes.
Yeah.
But some tournaments you need to play outdoors.
Maybe they're just not good at playing outdoors,
Yeah.
Gonza's reaction. Garida reached the final in Egypt, obviously. So, but some players do hate playing outdoors. I know that.
Yeah. Then how about this one, Gonza? Paddlers should go back to having the golden point straight away. Overreaction or not?
You're catching me in a good day because I don't know if you saw, guys, the big news, but we'll have the star point in 2026. That's something new that Premier Paddle announced today. So
nice.
It's called the star point.
The star point.
And that means that you have 2 deuces advantage dues, and in the third one is like a golden point.
It's official.
So they said it today, yes, when they released the calendar. I just need to double check it, but yes, I would say 99% that it's official, and we'll have the star point as of 2026. So people that love the golden point will be happy. People that love the advantage dues will be happy. Everyone happy. The star point system.
I guess so.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Nico.
Yeah, I mean, I loved the golden point back in the day. I think this is great, the star points as well, that they're bringing this back to kind of make it their own thing, but kind of listen to what people were saying, but to kind of make it their own thing as well. But I'll go no overreaction.
Oh, okay.
So is this going to be across all tournaments? The star point is going to be implemented across all tournaments for all rounds?
Yes, that's correct.
No.
That's correct.
Amazing.
I again, they said it in the morning, and we're gonna release something in the afternoon to explain it. But that's the main thing of the day. The star point as of 2026 to make it more dynamic, as people were asking, but also making the players that love the advantage dues happy. I think it's a good point in the middle.
Yeah.
To
I like it.
To improve and to develop, to give us something new, but not changing it that much.
Yeah. Yeah. That's nice. That's
Yeah,
nice.
it's nice.
That's
Overreaction or not, do we like the star point?
Without having seen it once, right?
Yeah.
We have to see it. We have to see it first. Then how about this one, Nico? Paddle should experiment with new surfaces like clay or grass. Overreaction or not?
No, I love that idea. I think this is something. I think this is something that should be experimented with, not straight away in Premier Padel, but it should be experimented with maybe at an amateur level, or maybe in some kind of other tour or in exhibitions or something, like really work it out. Because obviously everyone always says about gravel, especially, that the glasses are going to get so dirty because of the gravel that you won't be able to see anything. But I love the idea of having different surfaces and different conditions. And, you know, one cool thing about tennis is that you have like a clay specialist or a grass specialist or a hard court specialist. I think that's something that would be very cool to see in paddle as well.
Yeah.
I disagree. Overreaction. Yeah, I mean, you cannot compare tennis to paddle. Galan was asked about this, and he said something very interesting. Let's say you put a clay court. In tennis, you have a big distance, and you have more time to recover and to calculate the bounce of the ball. Here, everything goes so quick, and you have volleyed the ball so many times, and the way you move, it's shorter, so it could be kind of tricky and complicated for the players, not only in terms of reading the ball and hitting the shots, but also for the knees and for the body. It's not the best. I do agree that instead of using different surfaces, instead of using clay, grass, or whatever, there should be a way to split the courts in slow courts, medium courts, and fast courts. So whenever I go to this tournament, I know it's going to be a slow court and you have the slow season. That could maybe work. But different surfaces, I think it's a fun thing to say with a beer in your hand. But to actually do it, difficult.
Yeah, that's good, because Paquito also he mentioned this, right, in on one of the shows during the Premier Padel Finals. He said, like, if we have equal amount of medium speed, slow, and fast, and it'd be nice to see Chingotto on the fast, Ausberger on the slow. And I like that idea of having them okay, we have 6 tournaments in a row. This is the slow season. That's a great point, Gonza.
Mm-hmm.
Love to see that. Then last one. Stupa and Yanguas will win at least one Premier Padel title next year. Overreaction or not? Gonza.
They will win 2 Premier Padel titles.
Or a farming.
There's a
farming.
lot of options, so I think they can do something big. They finished, in 2024, they finished in a really good way. And I think they can win a couple tournaments, definitely.
Yeah. Nico.
Agreed.
Love it, Gonza.
Agreed. Listen, there are 28 tournaments on the calendar. They can take 3. I mean, why don't, I think Yanguo is only getting
Wow.
better as a player. He's in his early 20s, clearly developing and growing more consistent as well, which I was kind of looking for him to do as the years progressed because his ceiling is so high. But he's definitely grown in that aspect. And with Stupa next to him, who is a super consistent player, in my opinion, I think they can take 2, but I'm going to say 3 tournaments. Why not?
We loved Yangos even more after we interviewed him.
Yeah. Does that mean does that mean you guys see Yangos and Stupa having a better season than LeBron and Elsberger in 2026?
Ooh.
Even. I would say even. They're going to win around 2 or 3 each.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think if they play each other, I think that LeBron and Augsburger have a bit too much offense for them. But I think when you look at the season as a whole, I think they'll be very, very close.
Interesting.
The battle for best of the rest.
Yeah, for a 3rd seed, essentially. The battle for number 3.
I mean, you can't forget Sans Nieto either there. I think they'll be in there as well.
Juicy stuff coming.
But that means the men's tour is going to be so much fun too, guys. Not like it's going to compete with the women's tour.
Yeah, and in the same way that, like, you could, if you, like, don't think about the top 2 seeds, in the same way, like, if you watch Formula One, if you just don't think of McLaren this season, it was actually quite an entertaining season, but the top 2 are just so far ahead of the rest that you have to kind of make your own little storylines and watch for this thing of your own. This battle will be very interesting for 3rd place. But I don't know if the players themselves are going to think of it that way. Probably not.
Yeah. Love the F1 reference for some more clip farming. Thank you, Nico.
Team Max.
All right,
Team Max
let's
all
go
the way.
into our last section here. We want to do a rapid fire with you guys. I'll ask you some short, quick questions, and you just let me know your immediate thoughts in response to these questions. All right?
Okay. It's 1, 1,
right.
1, 1, or both?
I'll ask the question, and then I'll take answers from you, Gonza, and then Nico. Let's do it like that.
Okay.
All right. So are you prefer sticking with a project or changing to a higher ranked player?
Sticking with the project.
Sticking.
There we go.
I like it. Yeah. Would you rather have Augsburger's smash or Chingotto's lob?
Leox Burger smash all day. Just imagine going to your club and boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, you're either going to be the super annoying guy who just has the perfect lob and always has the response, or you're going to be the super annoying guy who just can't play any lobs over because he's just going to smash everything. I'll go for Chingotto, though. I'll go for Chingotto, and I'll just be the most annoying player to play against in the world at amateur level.
I love it. All right, if you need to pick one player to play next to you for a match to save your life, who are you taking?
To save my life.
Yeah, your life is on the line, Gonza.
The thing is that whenever they ask me this, I always say the same thing. Sanyo Gutierrez, my GOAT. And no one can change it. Even if he's already at the end of his career, give me Sanyo. And if I have to die, I die with Sanyo.
Love the loyalty.
Love it. Nico.
Give me Arturo Coelho. I mean, Coelho is, I think he could win matches without anyone next to him, and that's probably good.
I think this is not the case, brother.
I'm just going to be a cone out there. I'm just going to say, you take that one, you take that one. I'll just go sit down and watch him save my life. Literally.
That's amazing. All right. If you needed to pick one player to watch for the rest of your life, who would that be?
Tapia. The things that Tapia does, it's just unreal. And the thing is, Tapia doesn't understand how good he is. He thinks that the things he do on a court are normal. He's a genius. He's a genius. Tapia.
Crazy.
This is a very difficult one player to watch for the rest of. I mean, like Sanyo is also like Gonza, probably my favorite player ever. So I'm going to say Sanyo here.
Really? I mean, he played an amazing match against Chingalen, by the way, towards the end of the season. That was fantastic. All right.
Prime Sanyo, man. Prime Sanyo, something else.
Yeah.
Prime Sanyo is the GOAT.
Which country, Gonza, has the best paddle crowd?
Yeah, it has to be Argentina.
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to say something different just to, the guy from Argentina says Argentina. It's a fact. It's a fact.
Nico, make your case.
Only one tournament that I've ever been to was every single session from Tuesday onwards sold out, and that was in Amsterdam. So I'm going to say the Dutch crowd.
Wow. They're a little bit on the
Tuesday
older
morning,
side, though, Nico.
full
A little bit
house.
on the... Really?
Nico, this
Wow.
is a serious podcast and you're ruining it. Right now.
But Nico,
I'm
is
gonna
that
die
best
on this
crowd? Best crowd, like energy and everything?
We're talking about energia. We need energia in the crowd.
Guys, you don't understand. They forgot to mention that people couldn't bring their own drinks, so people were having a great time. People were having a really good time.
All right, last but not least, who is your paddle goat?
I think I said it. I think I said it. And no one is going to change me. Sanyo Gutierrez, goat of the goats.
Viper.
Now I have to think of someone else because mine is also Sanyo. Listen,
Oh.
listen.
I love City.
Gonza knows there's one player on the women's side who I like more than anyone else, and that player is Pati Aguno.
Oh.
So I'm gonna say she's my goat.
Wow.
Love it. Love it.
Wow.
No honorable mention for Bella?
Yeah, I mean, Bella, yes, but...
You know what they always said about Bella is like, if you want to win a match, bring Bella. But if you want to do an exhibition, like he's the last player you want to take because he's just is so good at the fundamentals. But he is not someone that's gonna like get you out of your seat, if you know what I mean. But he is the best player of all time.
Amazing takes. Guys, I don't even know what to tell you. This was so fun. This was so good.
Can we go 2 more hours?
Yeah, do you want to lock in? Lock in for a couple more?
Last thing we didn't get a
Get me a
chance
Red
to
Bull.
ask this one. Guys, your thoughts on Leal Cardona?
It's going to be similar to Augsburger Cardona in a way. I mean, Leal is also an explosive player, super aggressive, inconsistent for some moments. We'll see what happens with Cardona and the way he comes back from the injury. But I think they can be also a complicated team to face, in a fast court where they can go for power. Very tricky.
Yeah.
They can make it to the semis perfectly, even a final in a tournament where they don't have like the big names.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they lack a bit of experience. I think what Gonza said is pretty bang on. Like they'll have high highs, but to challenge consistently, I think they are not quite there yet. Both of them are due for a jump, but if they'll be alongside each other, I'm not sure.
Amazing. Guys, this wraps up our amazing interview with the true voices of paddle, Gonza and Nico. We enjoyed this so much. It was so fun. I think we learned a lot and had a ton of fun too along the way.
We need to do this again.
We need to do this
Please.
again. Let's do it again tomorrow. You guys are free tomorrow? I'm sure you have like 2-3 hours a day we can talk, right? I think so. You don't
we can find the time.
I think it's okay, right? I don't think you're too busy with family over Christmas. You can sub us in.
It's been, for the first time, it feels awkward to have like 3 weeks off or 4 weeks off without working, but it feels nice. I don't want to see a paddle match in at least a couple weeks.
Yeah, you guys deserve a break. You guys are doing an amazing job growing the sport, inspiring passion, teaching people. It's been fantastic. We love this. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And hopefully we can do this again. And we consider you guys our friends now. So we're going to be nagging you.
It was very
Thanks,
fun, and I really appreciate what you guys are doing. You can really feel when you listen to the podcast or watch the clips, the passion that you have for the sport. So I encourage you as well to keep doing it because I think you do it in a really professional way and it's fun to watch. So from this side, it was fun and whatever you need, it's all good. And there's something I needed to do before leaving so you can really see that I watch the clips, which is a vamos, vamos, vamos. I like
There we go.
That's
I really
Yousef,
love
by
it.
the way.
Yeah,
Well,
well, here
thanks.
you instantly know this is not a Spanish person talking, but it is great. No, but guys, thank you so much for having us. Like what Gonza says, like when you guys speak, you can tell that you're enthusiastic, which is what we try to do as well. We try to be enthusiastic and bring more fans to sport. You guys are helping the conversation move along, especially in English, which I think is very needed at this point. So congrats on all your work, and yeah, we'll be back definitely at some point.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Can't wait to see what this sport's going to be like in 5 years' time when you guys continue to do what you do and we'll try to do what we do. I think we're going to be a completely different place. Paddle's going to take off.
It's only a baby. It's a baby about to explode.
Amazing.
Well,
Hopefully not that way. That sounded wrong. That sounded very violent, Gonza. I don't think that's the message we're trying. YouTube is going to flag us now for Gonza's comments. But
Baby with the grenade.
but this was
You
great,
got the
guys.
point.
Thank you so much, and we love you guys, and hopefully we'll see you again real soon.
All right.
thank you so much, guys.
Well, that was such a fun conversation, guys. I think this might be maybe the most fun one ever.
It was the most fun one ever. But because also we had coaches on and that was so much information, but fun to talk with two guys who are as big of paddle fans as we are was an absolute joy.
It was hardcore.
And they were so
paddle.
much fun.
It was hardcore paddle. It was super fun. They were also dropping some spicy nuggets. It was really awesome to see that they're into it as much as we are.
Yeah.
So we don't find very often, by the way.
Yeah. It was so cool to get to talk to the voices of paddle, Premier Paddle commentary, and yeah, they're as hardcore as we are, which was so cool.
Yeah.
I think you'll love it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let us know what you thought about Gonza and Nico's takes. So many cool things that they mentioned. Also, we're curious to hear your thoughts. We read every single comment. And if you enjoyed this interview, go check out our interview with Coach Nacho Porto. There were so many cool insights that we had there. He also talked about the tour and what it's like, what these top players are good at, and also what you need to do if you want to improve your own paddle.
Must watch.
And also he's hilarious, and you're going to up your paddle IQ by a lot. And if you like other coach interviews, check out our interview with Coach David Howe, coach of the Swedish national team. Also, so many interesting things we learned also about what's like facing against Chingalan and Koyo Tapia, how he trains in the offseason with his top players. Just so many cool things to learn there. And subscribe so you can get all your paddle stories here. And we'll see you next time.
¡Vamos, vamos, vamos!